Yo, good morning, good morning, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are in the world today. And what a world it is that we are living in today, right? What a world we are living in. What a world we are living in. Freedom marchers, freedom family, freedom lovers, and freedom fighters. It is Sunday, January, whatever day it is, 26th, January 26th, 2024, or 2025, right? 2025, so they say. If they use the correct type of calendar, if they use correct chronology, we would not know what year it was. But as it stands right now, using the Gregorian calendar, it's supposed to be the 25th, right? It's supposed to be the 25th, but it is what it is. Y'all know that spring does not arrive until spring. Or the new year does not arrive until spring, right? That's what we should know. That's what we should understand, is that spring means new, and the new year does not begin until spring, the spring equinox. But it is what it is. How y'all doing this morning? This is going to be a very important live stream. Why? Not because I'm talking, right? But because of something I'm going to highlight in this here live stream. Something that is very important to understand and talk about, right? Something very important to understand and talk about. Race relations in this country in 2025. Now, you know, right? Queen Sister Cameron, how you doing? I hope you're having a great day with your family. I'm on my way to Georgia right now for another week of work. And yeah, that's what I'm doing today. But anyway, listen. We know that Donald J. Trump is the president of the United States. And we know that made a lot of white folks happy. It made a lot of, damn. The fact that Donald Trump is now president has made a lot of white folks happy. And, you know, good for them. Good for them. They're happy that, you know, another white man has become president. Joe Biden was president, right? But it is what it is. The conservative, the so-called conservative white folks in this country are happy that Donald J. Trump is president. So are a lot of black people, right? And from the statist mind, that are happy Donald J. Trump. But there are those who aren't just happy. They are, as the title suggests, emboldened. They were emboldened in 2016 or 2017, right, when Donald J. Trump took over the first time. And they're emboldened now. And I have a great example, right? 6 days after Trump becomes president, there is one emboldened white man that has made headlines, and I don't even know if you guys are aware of this. Something that took place in Indiana, right? And now, there's some key things to understand about Indiana that I'll get into later. Trump did many amazing things to help you color. Okay. I'm glad you're in here, Mr. Duke. I'm glad you're in here, because you can hear this message as well. You might as well stick around. So, yeah, I'm sure Mighty Mouse voted for Trump. I'm sure Minor Mouse. Stop using that name. His name is Minor Mouse, all right? Mighty Mouse is a former USC fighter and a great man, okay? That's who the real Mighty Mouse is. But anyway, this happened in Indiana. I think it was last night. where an emboldened white man showed his ass. All right. What's good, Lewis? Is it Linus? Okay. So a white man in Indiana decided to show his ass, right? At a gas station. What happened? Well, I guess he was trying to get to a pump and another vehicle pulled up, right? Pulled up to use the pump. He got upset because the individual that drove the vehicle that got to the pump got there first, right? Now, being that there are many entitled people out there, he probably felt like he should have first dibs on anything that he sets his eyes on, even if he doesn't get to it first, right? Because we're talking about an entitled white man who is probably, you know, his nuts are probably fluttering from the fact that Donald J. Trump is president. So he feels like he has all these extra protections, right? And he probably does to some degree, but I guess he got upset that she got there first. Now, the driver of the vehicle that got there first was a black woman, is a black woman. So what does he decide to do? Because he got, you know, beat to the pump, right? He bumped her car, and then they both got out. Now, Linus says, don't say that. Don't say what? I'm gonna keep it real on a Sunday. This is gonna be a real ass conversation. We're gonna have a real conversation. So I'm gonna keep it real, right? White man gets out, black woman gets out. A small black woman, you know what I'm saying? Small, very small, compared to him especially. He decides to pull a gun out and start pointing it at her, right? Grabs her up, manhandles her, and with this weapon, he basically points it in her face. Not only does he point it at her face, but he's basically jamming the gun into her face. Yes, he's pressing the barrel of a gun in her face. NPR, how you doing? Salute. Salute. Yeah, this white man. Yeah, I'm saying white man, right? Because you know, because it's a white man, there are going to be people out there. Well, why does the color matter? Well, they just pay attention. Just pay attention. If it was a black man doing that to a little white woman, trust and believe, this would have been plastered all over the place. All your favorite YouTubers, you know, like Brandon Tatum, the Coon twins or the Hodge twins, even Anthony Bryan Logan. Even though Anthony Bryan Logan would be more likely to cover this particular story than any of those others. The black conservative Coonspective, you know, and many others of those out there, right? Candace Coonins, right? Candace Coonins or Coondis Owens. She would be, oh man, this will spread like wildfire. Matt Walsh would be covering this bullshit, right? Oh, a black man, a big ass black man pulled a gun on a little white woman. Well, that's not the reality, is it? The reality is a big ass white man was jamming the barrel of a gun into a little black woman's face. NPR says, don't female cops got to deal with women in a stop? Yes, they do. They have to deal with anybody, right? If you're a pig, you have to, whether you're male or female, you got to deal with anybody that you come across. Anybody that you accost, right? Anybody that you accost who was have to force them to pull over because you got these bright little lights on top of your car. So they're obliged to pull over, yeah. They could be anybody. It could be a man or woman, whatever. Ricky Craca's in the building. I'm black. Oh, my bad, Ricky Cooner. I'm black and love me some Trump. Of course. He's your daddy, of course. Yes. I'm glad you guys come through. Anyway. This white man jams the barrel of a gun into this black woman's face. Jams it in her face. Pushes her with it. And she's struggling, of course, to be unhanded by this man and to have him stop basically using the barrel of a gun as a weapon by jamming it in her face. She's struggling and he continues to do so. He continues to overpower and manhandle her. And what's interesting to me, and I think there was somebody filming it. I think it was a black person, a black man who was just standing there. See, here's the problem. Here's the really important thing. This man was able to do all these things to this black woman. He had a gun. And in all likelihood, he was a legal possessor of that gun. Right? And it's Indiana. Indiana borders Chicago. Right? But Indiana enjoys more so-called gun freedoms than a Chicago. And here's where the real message comes in. Here's where the real important message comes in. Black folks, you gotta arm up. That's just the bottom line. You gotta arm up. You gotta arm up and be ready to defend yourselves by any means necessary. And that goes with anybody, right? That goes with anybody. White, black, Hispanic, Indian. It doesn't matter. But the reason I'm talking about black people today is because, well, this white man felt like he could just grab up a woman, a black woman, and proceed to assault her with a firearm. And he thought he got arrested, right? He got arrested. He got arrested, but he should not have gotten arrested. You understand what I'm saying? This man should not have gotten arrested. What should have happened was that the police should have been coming to clean up. You understand what I'm talking about? And this is where the message comes in. This is where the message is. Black people, you got to arm up. You got to be ready to defend yourselves. You have to carry. You have to keep it on you. You have to be able to draw it at a moment's notice. That means that what? You have to practice. You have to practice the draw. You have to practice the aiming and the shooting. Now, you can do that for very cheap. You don't have to go to the range anytime you want to practice doing any of those things. You can do that right at the comfort of your own home. You can use laser targeting systems, right? There are many different types. You can use airsoft weapons, right? You can use airsoft shit. There are a number of things that you can do. But you got to practice that draw, that's for sure. You got to practice that draw because that man left himself open to being just completely destroyed by someone who's actually prepared for anything like that. Right? Because he had zero situational awareness. He was focused on that black woman's face. That's what happened. Now, yes, his gun was jammed in her face and all that good shit. But, you know, if she were prepared as she should have been, he wouldn't have gotten that close. And it probably would have been quite the standoff. But at least they could have held each other off until the popo came, or maybe she could have got something off first. But here's the thing. When someone attacks you, when a stranger attacks you in the real world, you have zero idea of what their intent and capabilities are. You don't know if they're going to just be satisfied with just kicking your ass and leaving you on the ground. They might want to finish the job, whether they have a firearm or not. You don't know what their intent is, so you always got to be ready to peel a cap. You understand what I'm talking about? You have to be prepared to blast a motherfucker. That's just the reality. Somebody attacks you, you don't know what they're going to do. You have zero idea. Now, you don't know what their intent is. You don't know what their capabilities are. Their intent might not even be to kill you. Their intent might be just to hurt you bad, but in the process, they can kill you. Man punched a woman in the face at a gas station. She died. You never know, right? Same thing could have happened with that black woman at that gas station. He could have struck her with the pistol, right? Not just mush her face with the gun barrel. No, he could have struck her very hard with that pistol, and she could have died, right? She could have died. Well, you have to be ready to prevent that from happening to you. Out here in a world where Trump, whether he intended or not, like this term and the last term, emboldened white people to do bold shit. Right? Because, believe it or not, that's what's going on right now. They feel ultra protected. They feel like, well, you know, Donald Trump pardoned 2 pigs that murdered a black man in Washington. He pardoned those 2 cops, those 2 pigs, those 2 street pirates. He pardoned them. Yeah. So maybe he feels like, well, if I kill me a nigger bitch today, it ain't gonna matter. If I jam a gun in the face of a nigger bitch, it's not gonna matter. Donald Trump's gonna come save the day. Do you understand what's going on here? Whether that's true or not, Donald Trump is not about to pardon some random white dude who jammed a gun in a woman's face. He's not gonna do that. He might do that for a pig. He ain't gonna do that for your white ass. Right? Because this is what he doesn't want. He doesn't want to send the message that it's open season. It's open season on black folks for white people. Because what's that going to do? It's really going to disrupt the plans, right? Oh, we got somebody named Mighty Mouse, aka Christopher Yarborough. Yes, that's his real name, y'all. Go look it up. Go look up Christopher Yarborough from Virginia, and you'll see how insidious and sick that man is. But anyway, Mouse said, name a time and place to fight him again. Man, y'all are y'all slow? Christopher Yarborough, if you're watching right now, are you slow? Are you slow? I gave you a second chance to do that already. When I was in LA and I was doing my Ruckin' Lives, you know, the place where I told you to meet me up at, even before I found out you were a child molester, right? You came to LA and I told you, let's meet up at the Culver City Overlook so that we can get some sparring in with Muay Thai. Your ass didn't show up. I gave you an opportunity. And I gave you opportunity after that when I exposed your bitch ass for being a chomo. To show up while I was rucking with 80 pounds on my back and hella vulnerable. I challenged you to show up. I challenged your people to show up, your little minions, your little chomo supporters. I told y'all, come on up there. Just like I told the Clown Shoe Lucas. I told the Clown Shoe Lucas and I told you, show up and we'll get it popping. But did you show up? Did your people show up? Did your minions show up? No, they're not. I know they did not. And I gave you about a year and a half to get something popping. But understand, right? At that period, before I found out you were a chomo, it was going to be a friendly sparring match. But after that, definitely was not going to be that. These motherfuckers behind me. These motherfuckers behind me got a problem. Anyway, riding my ass like that. I tell y'all in the South, man, y'all love to ride ass. But anyway, but now, understand, Christopher Yarborough, Minor Mouse, there will be no heads up. There will be no one-on-one fade. There will be no, oh, come to this place or that place. No, it will not be that. Fucking stupid motherfucker. It won't be that. No. No. It's not gonna be that. You're gonna have to try your best to catch me slipping. That's what you're gonna have to do. And that's just what it is. Anyway, what's the message, y'all? Y'all gotta stay ready, so you ain't gotta get ready, right? Y'all gotta get fit. Y'all gotta train to fight. Look, we love to play games, right? We love to be entertained. We love to play certain sports, right? We love to play basketball, football. But this is what I suggest. I suggest you guys learn and train to fight. Right? That's what I suggest y'all learn and train to do. Yeah, those games are fun, but in the world we're living in today, it's a good idea to be able to activate the fisticuffs if the need arises. Chicken puss, this man says. Okay, I'm a chicken puss then. Come find out. Come find out how much of a chicken puss I am. Because like I said, I gave y'all opportunities when I was still in Cali. Those opportunities are gone. They're gone. Yep. It's not going to happen. Anyway, so y'all can do all the videos. Y'all can show the sparring and y'all can this and that. Minor Mouse can talk about me in every one of his live streams. I really don't give a damn. His supporters, you know, his minions that support Chomos, y'all can make video. It doesn't matter. I don't care. I don't even care to go look and to find these videos that y'all keep coming to tell me about. I really don't give a hot damn. Anyway, train up, y'all, especially black folk. There are plenty of those doing that, right? Especially down here in the South. There are a lot of black folks in the South training. You know what I'm saying? They're training. You got the Survival Sisters. They got a Facebook page where they're always training. They're always out there busting guns and training and doing fight training and whatnot. Oh, they're out there getting it cracking. Yes, there are groups out there preparing. There are training. But you know, everybody needs to have this mindset, because you never know when you're going to end up at a gas station having to defend yourself against a wild and out white man. Yeah, I'm making this about race because that's what it is about. That's what it's about. And you will see that when they refuse to cover this. Now, they might cover it now because I know for a fact that certain individuals shadow watch. They always do it. They always shadow watch, see what I got going on. What it is, what it is. I know. You can tell. But, you know, you're going to have these coons out here. They're going to find a way to defend that, right? They're going to, like, I'm pretty sure Kundis Owens, Brandon Kundum, you know what I'm saying? Motherfuckers like that. They're going to find a way to defend the white man. If they can't, they're just simply not going to cover it. They're not going to talk about it. They're going to act like this shit didn't happen. But here's the message to white folks. This is not 1940. This is not 1950. This is not 1960. It's not even 1980 something or 70 something. No. It's 2025 supposedly. And black folks can go out and they can buy guns. They can train. They can do all those things just like you can. Yeah. Absolutely. They can do that. So, yeah, this white man got lucky that night. This white man got lucky. Now, I'm not trying to encourage a race war. Of course not. But they are. They are. They're trying to start a race war. bottom line is, it's not necessarily about white against black, right? But that's what some want it to be. So there are going to be people that are going to act out. They're going to act out. And again, like I said, it might not be Trump's intent. It might not be in a lot of different people's intent. But you cannot control how people accept information and process information, right? That's just the facts. So I'm going to tell y'all, white folks, this is not the 40s, the 50s, the 60s. You know, that white man got lucky. Another white man who tries to do the same thing might not be so lucky. Like that white man who called the black man the N-word, right? In 2022 in South Carolina, and got smacked up 17 times. Yeah. Got smacked up 17 times for calling a black man a nigga. And nothing happened to the black man. The black man did not go to jail. He probably got detained and asked questions. But there was video. The black man, nothing happened to him. So if you're under the impression, and this is in South Carolina where slavery started. Yeah, the first state that has slavery. Yeah. So just to put that into perspective for you white folks, the Jimmy Craca Corns, right? Not all white folks, right? Just the Jimmy Craca Corns, the ones that feel like they are superior, or they want to be superior, and they want to, you know, show their strength and power against black folks and try to keep them in line. Listen, it ain't gonna go down like that. You understand what I'm talking about? So in South Carolina, a black man smacked a white man up 17 times for calling him a nigga. So if you think that you can just do whatever you want to black folks, and I know there's still sundown towns, right? In the South, some states. But see, I don't fear that type of shit because I always stay heavy. And I don't understand. Black folks, we gotta stop being afraid. When I told my family I was moving to South Carolina, we're already half family. I got my cousin, you know what I'm saying? She's been living out here since she got out of the military, right? Yeah, her husband got family. I got my other cousin. They out here. They've been out here. Queen sister, Black Queen with Autumn, how are you doing? You doing? This motherfucker said y'all need to learn your place. Yeah, our place is right here in this place they call the United States. And if you try to remove us, if you try to infringe upon us, violate us, understand it's not gonna go how you want it to go. I love how they buffered my live stream and then removed half, and now they brought them all back. What is going on right now? NPR says salute NC. Listen, y'all, listen. Go ahead and think. You want to think? Go ahead and believe whatever you want to believe. It is what it is. I hope you think that I hope you think we won't do anything. I know you're here, Black Spring, and I appreciate you for being here. Make sure you drop your link in the chat so I can come check you out. But yeah, I am telling both sides. You don't want these problems, right? Neither one of us want these problems, but we'll have them for you. That's how we got to carry it, y'all. That's how everybody has to carry it. Because at the end of the day, we should all be working toward achieving freedom. Achieving freedom. But you guys are more woefully enslaved than black folks in this country. You guys, it's amazing the cognitive dissonance, the level of cognitive dissonance that you suffer from. You white conservative motherfuckers. You white conservatives, you guys suffer from much greater cognitive dissonance than black liberals. And It's sad to say that both y'all motherfuckers are delusional. But you're in chains. You're enslaved. We're all in chains. We're all enslaved. But at least I know that we are. You don't have any awareness whatsoever. You're not self-aware, and you are not situationally aware. You're not aware of what's going on around you, and that's a problem. Black Spring Autumn, I will always support you. I will always support you. We both started around the same time. I came, you know what I'm saying? So we've been rocking with each other for quite a minute. I think it was, what, 5 years? Sharon Bertram says, what? I am a white conservative in your signal. No, my signal isn't great. I know. My signal is not great because I'm driving, you know, on a highway where there are not a lot of cell towers necessarily. So, yeah, it's going to be spotty here and there. It's going to be spotty. You just got to deal with it. It has been a while, Black Friend. I've seen a transition in you myself. I've seen you go from black conservative to an anarchist before my very eyes. You see, Black Spring Autumn has been disillusioned. Kangar J was good. Have I spoke to a gunpoint situation? Yeah, I spoke on it, but I mean, basically, a white man and a black woman were trying to pull into a pump, pull in at a pump at a gas station. Now she beat him to it, but he got upset, bumped her car, got out, confronted her. She confronted him, and he pulled a gun out on her, and basically grabbed her, manhandled her, and jammed the barrel in her face, and was basically mushing her with the barrel of his gun as she was trying to struggle to break free from his bitch ass grip. That's pretty much just what happened. She was a little black woman with locks. He was a big white man who felt like he needed a gun in order to get his point across. And I'm just saying that if she, this is a good reason and a good example as to why everybody needs to carry. Everybody needs to be armed. You understand what I'm saying? Because an armed society is a polite society. For women, they are the great equalizer. But you got to practice. You got to practice. You got to train. You got to train in hand-to-hand combat. Sharon says ops. Explain to me what you mean by that. Yes, there are too many illusions. Way too many illusions. But see, the elite class doesn't care about either of us. But because the elite class, you know, the dominant culture, consists of the others, they are going to naturally be inclined to, you know, balance to tip the balance towards white folks. That's just how it works. If black people were the dominant culture, if the dominant culture consisted of black people, it would be the other way around. That's just how it works. That's just the natural order. That's the natural order of things. The dominant culture is a culture. So they control the power structure and the power base in this country. So of course, their white proletariat counterparts are going to benefit more greatly. It just is what it is. You know, y'all can try to deny it. Oh, that's not true and all this, that, and third, but it's just a fact. It's a reality. It's a reality. And that's just how it works. That's why there should be no dominant culture whatsoever. There should be no power base. There should be no government. Each individual should be responsible for their own lives and all that, right? We're just responsible for themselves in general. But what we have is, we have a centralized power structure that holds sway over so many people, and that's how they stay in power. They don't necessarily stay in power through force, because it will be constant conflict, and that's not what they want. They want zero conflict, especially towards them. So they rather focus that conflict among the proletariat instead of where it should be focused. That's how they stay in power, y'all. But see, if there were no dominant culture, you wouldn't have these problems. Everybody would exist within their own families, mind their own business, or within their small communities, and mind their own goddamn business. There would be no centralized power. The world would exist as it does, as it should, as it has before the European conquest, right? The European conquest disrupted all that. Because people existed in small tribes, existed in small communities, existed in small civilizations, minding their own goddamn business, existing in their small little world. Now, Africans were traveling way, way, way before that. But guess what? They didn't set out to conquer anything. They set out to exist as they wanted and as they should in these new lands that they saw and that they found. Right? They changed with the region. They evolved this amongst the land. And there you have that. But there was no seeking to conquer everything and then bring everything back to one location. Oh, we got to bring all these goods back to Europe. We got to start sending people all, just raping, pillaging all over the place. No. Do I want socialism? Oh, you must be new to my channel. You ain't never been here before. I'm surprised you didn't. She had a gun? I did not know that. So then the question is, why did she? Why did she not shoot? And did he shoot? I don't believe he shot. I gotta look into that. I didn't know she had a gun. But if she did have one, she should have had it ready to go. I found out about it this morning as I was getting ready to leave. So, or was that yesterday? No, I found out about it last night. I found out about it last night before I was going to bed. But, yeah. No, I don't want socialism. Socialism is ass. No. Nope. What I want, I want anarchy. Yo. Anarchy. That's what I want. Anarchy / voluntarism. That's basically what I want. Anarchy meaning no authority, right? Everybody goes off mind their own business, leave people alone, interact with each other mutually beneficial interactions, nothing forced, no power structure, no power base. Everybody mind their own goddamn business. They go off into their own piece of their own little world and exist within it without worrying about anybody trying to come and take what belongs to them, trying to control them, trying to lay tax on them. You got to pay me to live on this land. No, get the fuck out of here. No, I do not want socialism. I want anarchy. I want people to be free. I want freedom. I don't want to be no goddamn Republican. I don't want to be no goddamn Democrat. I damn sure don't want to be an independent, because there's nothing independent about an independent, because those independents that the independent people within the Senate and the Congress have to caucus with Republicans or Democrats. They have no power on their own. So what's the point of being independent if you're not going to have any power within the House or the Senate? That doesn't make zero sense. Sharon says, wow. Yeah, I know, right? But I guess you want a constitutional republic, right? You want a democratic republic. That's what you want. You want to vote for who your master is. Because they're supposed to represent you, right? Oh yeah, they representing you, all right. But only if it benefits the special interest groups they actually represent. They don't represent you. You think they do. Because you voted for them. Because they campaigned in your town and they told you that they were going to represent you. Is that what they told you? Well, they have choices to make. When your representatives gets into power, they got to choose who they actually represent. They represent on the behalf of their local jurisdiction, right? Their district, if you're a congressperson. Or you represent your half of the state if you're a senator. Or you have to represent the entire state, the needs of the entire state. Or you represent the needs of the entire country, right? Because and I'm talking about like federal Congress and federal Senate, not the locals, right? Not the state. Do you represent the needs of the people within your state or your district, or do you represent the needs of the people in the entire country, right? You have to make these choices, but then there's another choice that they're not going to really necessarily talk about in the civic books, right? In the civics classes. They're going to touch on the special interest groups. You got to choose. You also have those people to choose from. The special interest groups are going to give you the most money at one time. They're going to give you the most money, and they're going to want you to vote on a certain act or a certain bill, or they'll even give you one to present, to introduce. Yeah, special interest groups actually propose acts and bills to vote for the Senate and Congress to vote on to bring in the law. But when have you as a citizen ever been able to do that? Right? When have you ever been able to go up to your congressperson, go up to your senator, and they give you the time of day and you propose a bill? When have you ever done that? Do you have $40,000, $50,000, $100,000 to give to your congressperson to vote for a particular bill you like? No, you don't have that. No, you don't. You might be able to give $100, right? But it's not just you giving $100. You got hundreds of thousands to millions of people giving this congressperson or this senator tens to hundreds of thousands of dollars. But here's the problem. All you want different things. It's impossible for one congressperson to represent the needs of tens of thousands of people. So everybody that they get money from within their constituency, many of them have different wants and different needs. So they can't possibly represent everybody. It's much easier to represent one special interest group that is going to give you a big paycheck to pass a single bill that they want passed. That's how that works, y'all. So who do you think is going to get the better representation? The thousands and thousands of people that have all these different interests, or the one special interest group that is going to give you $30 to $40 to $100,000 all at once for a single bill? And every time they lobby, they come to you, they give you all this money. Who is it easier to represent? This is what we need to understand as so-called citizens of this country. We have to understand that everybody that lives in your town, you might know a lot of these people. You might be in the town of 5,000 people. And y'all think y'all all have the same wants and needs and interests. But not everything is voiced, is it? You can't all agree on one thing. It's just impossible. It's impossible. You know, they say a meeting that consists of more than 3 people is a waste of time. It's just because it is. Have you been to those meetings? The meetings in the town hall and the meetings in the city council meetings. Everybody who wants to talk wants to be heard the most. They want you to do everybody. You might have 100 constituents in your city council meeting, and they all want different things from you, but you can only make one choice. You're going to choose, right? You're going to choose to represent the entity with the most influence and the most money. And it damn sure ain't those 100 people that your constituency consists of. No, it is going to be Pacific Bell. Well, Pacific Bell's old. I'm showing my age, y'all. No, it's going to be Spectrum, right? No, it's going to be on a local level, right? It's going to be Spectrum because they're going to want to dig up the ground and put in some, fiber optic cable. It's going to be, it's going to be Walmart, right? Because they want to buy up a block with all these mom and pop shops, right? And they want to get the blessing from the city council. It's going to be those people that are going to get represented, y'all. No, it's going to be Scout, right? It's going to be Scout because they're going to build a car battery plant, and they're going to want to build an apartment building in a rural area for the workers to live in. Who is going to get what they want? Is it going to be the few hundred people that show up and say, don't build those apartment buildings? Or is it going to be Scout? Oh, your property value is going to go up. All this, that, and the third, yeah. Oh, don't you know your property value is going to go up and all this, that, and the third? But you know what else is going to go up? Property tax. Property tax is going to go up. Local tax is going to go up. Sale tax is going to go up. Yeah. Those things are going to go up. So it's going to be a wash anyway at the end of the day, unless you sell your house and get the fuck out. Which, the scenario I just painted for you, well, that's happening in my town. And guess what? That battery plant is getting built. And that apartment building is more than likely going to get built. So when my property value is already going up. But when it goes up even more after that place is built, we selling and we getting the fuck out. And we're going to go to an even more rural area and hope that there's no more expansion. But it is what it is, y'all. So, who was represented in that scenario? Was it me or was it Scout? Scout don't give a fuck about the town I live in. They don't care about all the traffic, right? That's going to come. The traffic that's already there because they're trying to expand the roads and all that. Builds loops, right? And listen, y'all have zero idea because you guys go out and vote for these people. You think that they're going to do something for you. They can't. They don't know you from Adam. Sharon, I'm pretty sure you're a Trump supporter. But Trump don't give a hot damn about you. Hey, Kamala blew all those millions. Yeah, she did. That proves my point. That proves my point. You think Kamala is the only motherfucker that blew up billions of dollars? Come on. Donald Trump blew trillions of dollars when he signed a $6.2 trillion bill during the Modelo 19 pandemic. Yeah, $6.2 trillion. Did y'all forget that? Donald Trump blew a lot of money. The Pentagon, right? Remember in 2000, Remember in 2000 before 1911 or 9/11? How much money disappeared? How much money the Pentagon lost? Remember that? And then, oh, not so long after that was exposed, what happened? The area of the Pentagon that held all those records that they were investigating got blown up. Very interesting, right? A plane flew right through 5 layers of reinforced concrete. But we don't want to talk about that, do we? We want to talk about Kamala Harris blowing a few $1 billion. That's a drop in the bucket of what your entire government has already blown on bullshit. Yes, Kamala Harris was a problem. But see, she used campaign donations for that. That was completely voluntary. No, the people that gave her that money did not have to give it to her. But the government extorts money from you every day, and they blow that money as well. And you don't talk about that. Trump overall was bad with spending. He was. The government is bad with spending regardless of what president is in there. The government can't help but be bad with spending. Every time the government does something, it's bad spending. You know what I'm saying? It is what it is. That's how it works. Yes, Black Spring or Autumn, you'll own nothing and be happy. But this is how it works, y'all. Y'all think that y'all are in control of anything. You're not. Yeah, this guy called me a conspiracy theorist. Okay. Even though I'm just stating facts. I'm talking about civics. This is how this works. This is how it works. This is basic civics, y'all. Basic civics. We're in a so-called representative government, representative democracy, representative constitution, whatever the fuck you want to call it. Constitutional republic. But we don't get represented. It's simple. It's simple math. Richard Nash said conspiracy theory, waste of time listening to an idiot. But here you are listening to an idiot. And you're commenting on the live stream of an idiot. What does that make you? What does that make you? Unleavened Evan says 22 trillion raising after last federal audit. Oh yeah, I mean, listen. They call it learning experience. Listen, y'all. If what I'm saying is not fact, then why do we have so much debt and so much deficit? Because they don't have to pay for this shit. This senator, that senator, this congressperson, that congressperson, this president, that, they don't have to pay for this shit. When they retire, we have to pay them for the rest of their life. We are going to pay for that debt. Our children are going to pay for that debt. Our children's children are going to pay for that debt. Your Social Security is going to disappear. There will not be any more Medicaid. None of those things will exist any longer. All those government-funded programs, right, that they say that if we draw from it, we're being lazy. You know, the one that we worked all our lives to fund, they're no longer going to be around by the time I retire. By the time I'm 60-something, those things will not exist. Those things will not exist. But I'm a conspiracy theorist. When they told you them goddamn selves, those things are not going to exist. Those are unfunded liabilities that will not be around, right? They will not be around. They won't be around. It's gonna dry up, right? Because the money that we supposedly put into it, they're using it for other shit. They're not putting it in that. No. But y'all call me a conspiracy theorist when this is just basic knowledge. This is basic knowledge that you can go find out for yourself. Go find out how much longer Social Security is going to be around. You haven't heard them talking about it. You haven't heard Trump talking about it. You haven't heard any other president talking about it, about Social Security is going to dry up. What are you talking about? You haven't heard of a special interest group? This is basic knowledge. You guys don't know what these things are? You don't know what a special interest group is? Like big oil, big tech. AARP is a special interest group. Big tobacco is a special interest group. You guys don't know about these things? The NRA is a special interest group. They lobby in the House of Congress. But you think that's a conspiracy theory? This is basic knowledge. You don't know how civics works. You don't know how a congressperson over a district that represents a district within a state, how they have thousands to tens of thousands to millions of constituents that all have different needs and wants. How can one congressperson represent the needs of tens of thousands to millions of people? It's impossible. How is that a conspiracy theory? Are you fucking slow? You guys don't understand this shit? You guys don't know basic civics. Like, where did y'all go to school? Are you guys millennials or something? Did y'all take Common Core math? Are we not getting this? This is basic knowledge. How is it a conspiracy theory? Why is it a conspiracy theory? Because you don't know what the fuck you're talking about. So you got to get mad at me, because the only thing that you can say is I'm espousing conspiracy theories when these things are well known. What? And with the 9/11 thing, this is a fact as well. They lost trillions of dollars. The Pentagon lost trillions of dollars, and then later on the next year, that wing of the Pentagon, where those wreckers were, got blown up from a so-called airplane. How's that a conspiracy? That's a fact. That actually happened. So they were never able to discover where those trillions of dollars went. Why are y'all so slow? They lost trillions of dollars. Dick Cheney told you that. Dick Cheney said the Pentagon lost a few trillion. I forgot exactly the exact number. And then the Pentagon got blown up. Where'd y'all go to school? Where'd y'all go to school? In Russia somewhere? Y'all are slow. That's real shit. If you think what I'm saying are conspiracy theories, when these are things that have been told to you by your own government, then there's something wrong with you. 90% of the shit I told y'all, you're supposed to learn in school. You're supposed to learn these things in school, but I guess you didn't pay attention? What's going on here? You're right. No reply. It was Donald Rumsfeld. You're right. Whatever. I said later that year, whatever it was. You see, when it happened, I was in the military in Korea. I was in the army in Korea. And that was 24 years ago. So I don't remember the exact chain of events, but if you get the gist of it, the basic, most important things about that is that they lost trillions of dollars, and then later on, the Pentagon got blew up, and the records got destroyed. But you want to focus on, oh, you said the wrong person. Oh, you said the wrong time span, and I didn't mention the time span. I said later. Because I'm not sitting in front of a computer, and I'm not going through these things as I'm talking to you. But the basic gist of what I'm saying is real shit. No, you're slow. You're slow because you're trying to deflect. by saying that I got the names wrong and the amount of time between wrong. And it wasn't the next fucking day. You're fucking lying. It wasn't the next fucking day. You're full of shit. But that's okay. I can admit that it was Donald Rumsfeld that said that brought that information out. It was him. But I was right about Colin Powell exposing the lie of the weapons of mass destruction. No reply. You are slow and you are deflecting. You're trying to distract from what's the most important thing about this, is that the things that I've said are not conspiracy theories. Whether I got the fucking person, is the white man wrong or not. I named the wrong white man, so the fuck what? But I'm pretty sure Dick Cheney mentioned it. So if Dick Cheney mentioned it and was not the first person to talk about it, that doesn't mean that I was wrong, does it? Because I remember him talking about it. I was 20-something years old at that time. What are facts if it doesn't matter if you get them wrong? Which facts did I get wrong? The name of the person who said that trillions of dollars were missing? Or the fact that trillions of dollars were missing? Which one's wrong? I just told you that I got the name wrong. I got the person wrong. So what? There, I got it out the way. But guess what? The money was missing. The Pentagon, and then the Pentagon, where the records were destroyed, that happened after the fact. Those are the facts that are the most important. But Donald Rumsfeld and Dick Cheney were both part of George Bush's cabinet. I got them, yeah, so what? You guys corrected me. It is what it is. No reply. I don't give a hot damn what date you put up there. I don't give a damn. I don't give a damn. The fact is, it happened. It is what it is. You can call it conspiracy theory because I got the name wrong and the time spent wrong. I could really give it a hot fuck less. But you can keep focusing on that and I'm going to keep moving on. You can say what you want. Government is in reality established by the few. What do you know, Sammy? And these few assume any such consent being actually given. Exactly. But it's okay. Are you going to tell me Colin Powell was the one that lied about the weapons of mass destruction and then admitted it was a lie? Because that got thousands and thousands of people killed. Because at first they said, oh well, Iraq was harboring terrorists. Oh, they're harboring terrorists. That was the first lie. And then the lie became, oh well, there's weapons of mass destruction. And then the next lie became, oh well, we gotta free Iraqi people. They're being oppressed by Saddam Hussein. You know how I know that? Because I was motherfucking there. I was in the military when that shit happened. When all those three lies were told to us, yeah, I'm well aware of that. These lies led to thousands, to millions of people dying, being killed over the span of 20 years. Destabilized an entire region of the country. Is that a conspiracy theory or did that actually fucking happen? Based on lies. Yeah, based on lies. So, if I get a name wrong during the explanation of these events, well, I could give a hot fuck. And if you want to correct it, that's perfectly fine. It is what it is. Why are we even here if you don't care about the facts? You can go. All right, y'all can get Sammy Davis Jr. out of here. He doesn't want to be here. He said I don't care about the facts, but I'm stating facts. I got a couple details wrong, but I'm stating facts. And guess what? When he said no, it was Donald Rumsfeld, I then remembered, yes, indeed, it was Donald Rumsfeld. And I corrected myself. Now, as far as the information being exposed one day before 9/11, yeah, that's something I have to look into my goddamn self, because I don't believe this motherfucker. I don't believe that part necessarily. So just because No Reply said, oh, it was 9/10/2001. Well, yeah, I don't necessarily remember that. So I'm not just going to take that at face value. I am going to look into it. And then if I discover that, yes, that's when it happened, then I will correct it. I'm not just going to go with everything. But the reason I admitted the Donald Rumsfeld thing is because I then remembered when you said it. And that's okay. You don't have to stay here. All right, don't worry about me not sure. I am paying attention to the road. Why are you here? That's funny. This guy comes in and tells me to pay attention to the road, but he's typing to get my attention off the road to tell me that I need to keep my attention on the road. If I wanted somebody to pay attention to the road that's doing a live stream, I would not be making comments. I would not be making comments for that person to look at. You see how that works? Yes, Colin Powell did lie. Absolutely. Madeleine Albright said that killing hundreds of thousands of children for war to achieve an ends was worth it on 60 Minutes. Did I get that wrong? Yeah. See, I'm talking about your murderous government using your money, right? Using your money to spread their influence and power all over the world, right? Commit terrorism all over the world, right? Strain, just sap resources of countries all over the world. And y'all want to try to pick apart the little details to make it look like I don't have credibility, and that's okay. But Madeleine Albright said that. I told y'all to get Sammy Davis out of here. They said they don't know why they're here, so they need to get out of here. If you're a moderator, Sammy Davis Jr. said that they don't know why they're here, so let's help them not be here. Thank you. See, No Reply, or whatever the hell their name is, corrected me. And in one of those two corrections, none of them had to do with the actual events that occurred. No, they wanted to nitpick the name of a politician and a date. Okay, that's fine. So if I then correct myself, it's okay. Anyway, It is what it is. Madeleine Albright said that killing hundreds of thousands of children for war was worth it. Back when Slick Willie was president. It was worth it. These people are intent on destruction. Why is Sammy Davis Jr. still writing in the chat? I don't understand. Anarchy's mayhem is wholly contextual. Yes, it is factually horrendous. And because I believe in anarchy, and because Sammy Davis didn't understand why he was here, they clearly, right, clearly a confused individual. And he needs to be removed because we need to help him exercise his freedom of choice. King RJ says, by the way, Snap, the imperialists are still enacting terror worldwide. All over Africa and Asia. Yes, they are. And they're competing with China to do so. So is anybody going to correct the fact that, is anybody going to correct me when I say Madeleine Albright said that killing 500,000 children for war is worth it? Anybody going to correct me? Did I get her? Was it actually Hillary Clinton who said that? Oh, okay. I thought so. Okay. Anyway. So Donald Trump pardons 2 pigs that killed a black man in Washington State, right? I want y'all to know they do things for a reason. They want to embolden, right? They want to embolden certain individuals to create conflict, right? They want civil war, but they want us to be focused on, they want the proletariat class, one subset of the proletariat class, to be at war and conflict with another subset of the proletariat class while they continue to do what they want to do. Yes, the first Gulf War, Can't guard Jay. Absolutely. That's what they want to do. Now, whether you act on their designs, that's up to you. What I'm saying is, you got to arm up and to be ready to defend yourself. You have to train. You have to get out there. You got to be fit. You got to eat the right things. You have to remove the poisons from your body. They are actively working to poison you, to treat your sickness, right? Because that's what they're doing with these doctors and the pharmaceutical industry. They are treating sickness instead of treating the individual. But prevention is much greater than the cure. It's much more effective. So, and then also you have to consider the poison that affects people's minds. Because what you consume through your mouth is just as important as what you consume through your eyes. But at the end of the day, it has to be understood that, look, man, we are at war 24/7. And we're all in chains. That white man that pulled that gun out on that black woman, he is in chains. He was in chains. She's in chains. Right? Everybody that's listening to my voice are in chains. Blasphemy Autumn says we are this we are this sickest place on earth. Mile high cancer cities. Exactly. You know what? Let me ask y'all a question. I wouldn't be surprised if that white man was diagnosed with autism. Everybody and their mama wants to be autistic now. I was watching this shit on Fedbook, and you know it's one of those 20 versus 1 things, right? Where they got the people that date. They bring out 20 people to you, and you're supposed to swipe left, right. Now, there's this guy on there who's trying to get with these chicks. Tall black dude, right? Looks normal to me. Looks like a regular individual. Can talk, can look people in the eyes, can smile, can have a conversation with another human being. But he calls himself autistic. He says he's on the spectrum. What? Everybody wants to be autistic. It's like I don't know what it is now. It's like a new trend. Everybody, I'm on the spectrum. Everybody's on the fucking spectrum. I don't understand. It's a sickness to want to be sick. You want to be autistic? Really? You're a highly functioning adult who's doing things, right? You might be quirky. You might be weird. You might be a dork. You might be all those things, but that does not make you autistic, bro. You might be an introvert. So is every introvert a fucking autistic person? Here we go. Now, this guy says, keep my eyes on the road. But as I'm talking, my eyes on the road, and I glance at the chat, and he's writing things for me to read. Tell me how that makes sense. Let me tell y'all something. If you are concerned about me having my eyes on the road, do not write in the chat. How about that? Don't write in the chat. Don't write in the chat. y'all people make very little sense. I swear y'all do. Very little sense. Common sense ain't common, I guess. Sean Goofy. It makes no sense. Oh, keep your eyes on the road while you read my comment, you fucking idiot. What is wrong with you people? Man. It is what it is, y'all. The bottom line is, listen, Trump is president, right? Trump's president, a lot of great things can happen, and a lot of bad things can happen. A lot of bad things will happen, a lot of great things will happen. They will attribute all the great things to Trump, and they will attribute all the bad things to Trump, including racists being emboldened to act out of pocket. It's not a good idea. It's not a good idea. That white man that jammed that barrel in that black girl's face was placed under arrest. No, they did not take that black girl and hang her from a tree. No, they arrested the white man for being a fucking idiot and doing silly shit on camera. I want y'all to pay attention, because you think they care more about you than they care about us. No, it's not that. It's that you are going to benefit more because the dominant culture consists of people that look like you. That's it. That's all. There's not more to it than that. They have zero affection for you. They don't care if you live on or not. I mean, can we pay attention, y'all, for real? Just like if the dominant culture consisted of black folks, they still are committing tyranny across the land, right? But they're black. They still want you to pay taxes. They still want you to do what they tell you to do. They still want to regulate everything and ban this and ban that in the name of safety, public health. But at the end of the day, they're still tyrants. Now, if the if the dominant culture is black, it'll just so happen that black folks amongst the constituency will benefit more greatly. But At the end of the day, if you are a tyrant committing tyranny and you're keeping people in chains, you are still a tyrant and you are still enslaved, right? Just really pay attention, y'all. If your favorite person becomes president and they aren't talking about breaking the chains step by step, then all they're going to do is continue to keep you in chains. That's all they're going to do, right? Donald Trump, which I was planning on talking about later, is going to suspend funding to Ukraine, but they're still going to fund Israel and Egypt. The reason, and I'm not going to do the live stream no more, I'm going to just talk about it right now real quick. They're stopping the funding for Ukraine for 90 days to do an investigation. I think it's either Marco Rubio. I think Marco Rubio is in charge of that. Marco Rubio or somebody, one of those people. They're going to suspend funding for Ukraine for 90 days to do an 85-day investigation. Now, but they're still going to fund Egypt and Israel because they need Israel, right, to keep pushing Palestinians out of Israel, and they're going to send the refugees into Egypt. Well, we're funding Egypt to keep those people there so that Egypt can have the money to house them, to do whatever they want, to do whatever, to make it easier to this will make it easier for Israel to expand their territory, right? So that's why they had to do that. They're never going to stop funding Israel, just so y'all know. It's just not going to happen. But who of you got a phone call from these people? Did they ask you, is it okay for them to stop funding Ukraine and continue to fund Egypt and Israel? Did they ask you guys, did they call you up and ask you, is it okay to do this with your money? I didn't get a phone call. No one asked me. No one called me and said, hey, man, we're going to stop funding Ukraine. Oh, man, that's fucking great. That's what's up. But we want to continue to fund Israel and Egypt. I want to know if is that okay with you? No one asked me that. No one did that. They just decided to do it, right? But you think these people represent you. That's hilarious. So much so that you decided y'all was going to come in here and tell me to pay attention to the road. Oh, I got the name wrong. It was Donald Rumsfeld. It was the day before, or, you know, oh, conspiracy theorists. Okay. Say what you want, but these are the things that are really happening. Exactly, Black Spring Autumn funding both sides. That's what right? It's crazy. They have proxies on both sides. Anyway, y'all, that's what's going on. All right, they're going to continue to use your money for what they choose to use it for, while also taking money from the special interest groups and the bankers, right? And to do what they want. Meanwhile, you guys are going to continue to be extorted, including myself. We all are going to continue to be extorted. We're all going to continue to have our freedom stripped from us, right? All these things are going to continue to happen. Censorship is going to continue. Firearms bans, you know, prohibitions of all manners, right? You would think that we're going to expand gun rights during Trump's presidency, but we'll see. We'll see. Anyway, y'all, I'm gonna get up off of here so you guys can quit worrying about me not keeping my eyes on the road, since you guys are so concerned about my life and safety. You guys are so concerned about me. I'm going to get off this live stream, and it's going to be what it is. Censorship is definitely bipartisan. Absolutely. Last spring or autumn. Robert says, how do you feel income? No, well, that's a good start, right? No income tax is a great thing. There should not be an income tax. But you still are going to get income tax by the state. Now, if he makes it to where the states have to stop taking income tax, well, that's a different story. We're still going to get graped by the state. You know what I'm saying? The state is still going to take taxes from it. I think there's maybe one state I do know of that does not charge income tax is Tennessee. I'd feel altogether. But yes, no income tax is a good thing. I think that's good. That is a good thing if Donald Trump makes it happen. Yeah, it's great. But there's still all these other taxes that are going to come out. Sales tax, luxury tax, property tax. All these taxes are going to continue. Income tax, that's just a good start, right? That's a little bit less money you got to worry about being extorted. Yes, it's a great start. I like it. Like I said, Trump, good things are going to happen under Trump and bad things are going to happen under Trump. But one thing that's not going to happen is him breaking chains. He's not going to do that. If he wanted to break some chains, well, he can do a couple things. He can strip multiple bureaucracies of their power because he is the head of the executive branch. If he wanted to dismantle the IRS, he could just do it. Right? He could just do it. In the tax code altogether. Now, Congress has to determine whether or not to lay taxes, right? But it's the type of tax that they were supposed to lay that's important here. There was not meant to be any income tax, property tax, or anything like that. It was supposed to be taxes from corporations. Even that's bad. So, you know, that's just a step. Then you have to, you have to repeal the amendment, or you have to change something in the Constitution that says that Congress, where it says, I think an article, I forgot which article it was. One of the articles, you have the 3 articles that go over the judicial branch responsibilities. You got the Congress, you got the legislative branch, and then you got the executive branch. But the bottom line is, it has to stop there, right? Because there's so much belief and trust in this Constitution. You have to do things strategically. Right? You have to do things strategically. Otherwise, it'll be a lot of chaos if you just stop things altogether. Queen Mother Shaquila, how you doing? Grand rising to you as well. Anyway, I'm gonna ride on up off of here. But thank you guys for coming through. Thank you for hitting the like button. Yes, there was no income tax before World War I. I'm not exactly sure about that, but there was a time where there was no income tax. Absolutely. We earn this money ourselves, right? Now, if they want to build roads and bridges and all this shit, they can fund that. Just take it from the corporations that are subsidized by the. You guys do know that these major corporations are subsidized by government, right? And if they're subsidized by government, they're subsidized by us. That's what's up, Queen Mother Shaquila. Corporations receive government subsidies and all manner of things. They get all kind of benefits from the government. Well, these corporations, things will get done without government. That's just the bottom line to it. I explained it before, and I'll go over it again another time, but right now I'm going to get all this live stream. But thank you guys for coming through, hitting that like button, or hitting the downvote button, and then coming through and talking shit. If you guys don't want to be here in this chat, just let us know and we'll have you removed. But if you guys say anything like, oh, I don't know why I'm here, oh, we shouldn't be here, or I'm leaving, and we're going to escort you out, and we're going to lock the door behind you. But it's all good. We're just going to help you out. Anyway, thank you guys for coming through. Much love, like, share, subscribe, and we're going to keep marching forward to our freedom and truth. Peace.